why do I seem to attract emotionally unavailable people?
Patience is key, but that's what I'm saying. How much patience is a waste of time?
Let me know from jump. What are your intentions? I'll let you know mine's. And wherever we go from there is where we go from there.
Hey, all I wanted was an S-Class, yeah. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Tune in, Sex, Love, Plastic. Sex, Love, and Plastic. Sex, Love, and Plastic, alright? Talking that shit on this.
You already know the fucking vibes. Welcome to another episode of Sex, Love, and Plastic. I'm your host, Jazz, better known as J De Niro 21 on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter at DaddyJazz21. And you can follow the Sex, Love, and Plastic Instagram page. I don't never say that, but we got an Instagram page, you know. For some people who, you know, y'all don't really be on the social media stuff, but y'all be asking us questions and we can't see it in the comments. If you DM us, we have a better chance of seeing it. So just keep that in mind. And today, I have a special guest today in the building. I'm going to let they introduce themselves and tell the people where to find you and everything.
Okay. What's up, you guys? My name is Cho. You can find me on social media, IG, Doodlebob. That's DOODLEB0B_. And TikTok, Cho.Cho.
So I know when I introduced you, I said she, they.
Mm-hmm.
You have pronouns.
I do, and I do identify with the they, she.
They, she.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the ones who watch the podcast, they know I'm not too educated about the pronouns. How old are you?
I want you to guess.
I know that was kind of rude. They say you're never supposed to ask a woman her age. You look young. Mm-hmm. You're not, it's given anywhere between, I'll give you like 22 and, wait, 22 and like 26. I'm close?
27.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
All right, I was close enough.
I've gotten younger than that, trust me.
I know you're not originally from New York. Let the people know where you're from.
No, I am originally from Cleveland, Ohio, 216. So there you go.
The real red state.
The Midwest.
All right, so in New York, and me growing up, I'm 31.
Okay.
Growing up, it was mainly, even though they say it's derogatory now,
mm-hmm.
It was dyke,
mm-hmm.
It's femme, and it's trans.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it.
Yeah.
It was no in-betweens or anything like that. So
mm-hmm.
now it's like so many subcategories, and it's really hard to keep up because I feel like even though people think some of those terms are kind of derogatory, it kind of got right to the point.
Yeah.
But tell me how you feel about it.
I mean, for me, I'm a person that looks at both sides to where I understand this and I understand that. Having a label to yourself to identify, I find it to be helpful because sometimes people are just like, well, I kind of feel I'm coming into myself. I'm trying to understand myself. Like, where do I actually fit into all of this? The whole they, she pronouns for me is sometimes the they for me comes with, I feel like I'm more than just a woman sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm otherworldly, something else. But I understand that I'm also am a woman and I love what our traits and characteristics are of being that. So that's just for me. For other people, they will explain that totally different to them. And that's just a matter of, for me, just looking at it as, let me just respect that of you. I may not understand it. I may not agree, but heard.
I'm okay with how things are changing. I want to learn more. I want to understand like the cis and all those, everything. I want to understand it all.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to say it's kind of difficult to know what somebody is when you first meet them. Mm-hmm. So if you out in the street and you say he and somebody gets offended, I feel like you should let people know right off the rip. If you're somebody who's gonna get offended by that, when you first introduce yourself to somebody, you should say it right then, like I'm there then. Because I've seen videos online where people will start cursing somebody out. Oh, I am a they. But you have to let somebody know. Yeah, everybody's not gonna assume that you can't assume everybody knows that. I know that's been a complaint that I've seen a lot of straight people been saying online when they just talk about the LGBTQ plus in general.
Mm-hmm.
But for another queer person, it's also hard because you don't want to mislabel somebody.
Yeah, you don't want to offend nobody and you don't mean any harm. And I feel like at least a mature person is not going to be that offended because they're going to be like, you know what? We don't know each other. So I can't expect you to know right off the bat. But also, if you know that these labels and pronouns are out there, then for yourself, it should be like, let me lead with caution and hey, let me ask you, what's your name? What's your pronouns? How do you prefer to identify it? You know what I'm saying? That's up to you as well. But also, it's a two-way street. Both have to communicate. This is my pronouns, or hey, what's your pronouns?
I've been approached on the street and people ask me that all the time because I look more masculine. A lot of people used to think I was transitioning. So they'll be like, what's your pronouns? And I'll be like, she. And I would be offended. Like, why are you asking me my pronouns? But now in this day and age, you have to ask. But this was before time it was happening.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot of, are you a boy or a girl? So it was the same concept. Oh, what do you want to be called? Like my sister, one of my sisters asked me, my nephew asked me that. He has kids, so I'm a great aunt.
Yeah.
So he teaches his kids about gender identity from when they're young, from when they've been young. His daughter's like 6 now, I believe. When they come to my house, he'd be like, oh, what do you want them to call you? And I'd be looking at him. And I'd be like, did I ever tell you that I changed my pronouns? But he's in tune with that. So he's up to date. So he like asked me without me saying anything. And for me, that's like the catch-22 of it. Because to me, it was an insult. But to other people, I would need them to say that. Oh, yeah, this is that.
Yeah. We live in this new time now where it's so potently here. And it's like, you got to just ask. Now, you have to ask. You can't assume. So, for me, all I can say is I don't get offended if somebody asks or if they don't. Because I just know who I am. I identify with a they, she. I'm not going to get offended.
Okay.
But it's just being aware that other people may. So. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to ask one more question about gender before we get into the actual topic. And that is, do you think, because there's been a discussion lately, that they should teach gender identities in schools? Do you think it should be taught in school?
For me personally, I don't see why there's a problem with doing that. Just because the times that we live in, it's just, again, people feel comfortable to have something to cling to as far as a label or identity for themselves.
Yeah.
And because there is representation coming out more, it just helps, I guess, younger generation understand what they can identify as. But again, that comes with other people who find that to be wrong or they don't agree. So it just could be tricky, but I feel like I don't see why not.
Some homes who are 100% against it, telling their family that it's bad. You know how they, oh yeah, you go to hell. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah.
All of that, and just like people, how now people let their kids transition at a young age. You can see a 3-year-old boy in a school wearing a dress. Bullying is still very prevalent. If you're at home and you're not teaching your kids anything about it, teach them the basics. So when they're in the world, because they're going to be in the real world and they're going to come across and deal with people who are not exactly like them.
If anything, it should be levels to it. If that's going to be the case, let it be levels to it.
And leave it at that.
It can be tricky.
The school thing is pissing me off because this is a little bit more off topic. But Florida, you can't even learn about slavery. They talking about changing the history books, talking about slavery as a choice. So if y'all going, listen, let's get that fixed before y'all really start worrying about putting stuff and teaching stuff in school. But give us our Black history back first. But that's just a whole nother topic for another day. I know when you came in here, you said you had a topic you wanted to get off your chest.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm going to let you do the honors and introduce the topic.
So the topic that has been on my heart is, I'm at a place where I'm like, why is this the case for me? Why do I seem to attract emotionally unavailable people? Okay. Why do we, or I, or you,
the people
why do the people seem to attract emotionally unavailable people? Like,
so what brought these feelings up for you these past couple of days that made you want to talk about this?
Being completely naked here. Gotta be real, gotta be relatable, gotta be honest, right? Just I've recognized with myself, just sitting in reflection, like, I seem to attract and be attracted to someone who is unavailable emotionally. Why is that? And I even had to Google these questions because I'm like, right now I'm jumbled up. So this is what I found from Google. It has 6 reasons as to why. It says some part of you may also emotionally be unavailable. 2, you don't think you deserve reciprocal love. 3, the psychological projections. 4, you try to resolve the wounds of your childhood. 5, you love chase is exciting and addictive. And 6, you feel the urge to save them. So for me, going down the list of those 6 reasons why, I'm like, okay, this one doesn't speak to me nor resonate. No. Okay, maybe that's true about me. And all those things. So I'm just like, the psychological projections, when you get to know that person in the beginning, it's like it's all well because they have certain traits that you like about them, certain similarities. Like, okay, they have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
They're really fun. They're
Sex
cute. Their sex may be good, you know what I'm saying? But you find out something else where it's like, okay, you're lacking here. And this is important to me. Are you, for one, working on that? Or you just don't have the capacity at all and you're not going to get there? So am I going to waste my time, self-sabotage myself of waiting for you to get there? Or, it's a risk.
How do you determine if somebody's emotionally unavailable?
So for me, it's if I touch on a certain subject that is hitting on emotions, either they want to switch the subject or they pull away, or I've even been ghosted before. And I'm up here, I have these confusions of like, did I do something wrong? What's going on? Where I'm at now, I understand that if that person is unemotionally available, it's like seeing the signs, or they actually tell me I don't have that capacity emotionally.
I feel like it's situations where it could potentially not be a waste of time, because going back to the 6 of the signs that you read of why you attract them, like I said, some of those symptoms are stuff that they're actually dealing with. So, for example, the trauma, it don't necessarily got to be from childhood, but just say the last relationship they was in 2 years ago, they was getting their ass whooped, or they was getting cheated on badly, or
somebody too draining emotionally for them.
Emotionally drained, right? So now when they come and meet you, they don't know you yet. So some people have walls and barriers that you have to break down. And that's why I said some of the people who are emotionally unavailable could potentially become available for the right person.
Right.
And secondly, I would also say if somebody is not emotionally available, it's another reason could be because they also have somebody else. You're not the only one. Because you're not going to give too much of yourself if you're dealing with multiple people. I feel like you're still going to pick one that you give more to, but you don't, like, you never really know what a situation is. Or it could be something that you did, or you look like, or you eat a certain way, and it makes them think about their ex, and now they just sitting here just shut down. Like, you don't know what can happen. That's what I'm saying. It's like a pull and give type of situation, because you don't want to waste your time on somebody, but then it's like, damn, it's potential. So it might not be a waste of time.
It's the potential that's like,
in the same
for
breath.
me, I could say it's the potential, but it's like battling with myself. Like, well, I understand my worth, I understand my needs, wants, and desires. The actions, the behavior, it's like
people show up for what they want to show up for.
That's true.
People could be unavailable, but they show up for every sex session. Certain stuff, they won't miss a dinner date. Anything that pertains to doing something action-wise and physical, they are down for. But like you said, when it's time to sit down and we sitting here talking, you can't get nothing out of them. You don't even know where they grew up at. And I say this a lot of times. People deal with people for months and months and months. You meet a lot of people online, dating sites, Instagram, however you meet people. Half of the time, you don't know the person's last name. You don't even know their real name. You know the name that you met off the profile. So, like, people don't communicate anymore. People say they care about red flags, or people say they care about, oh, my next relationship, I want this to be my last relationship. girl, if you want this to be a relationship, you're going to invest all your time in doing all your detective work before you start letting yourself get the real feels. And like I said, it comes from experience. You got to say, I think this person is worth me taking a chance, even though I see that they're not available. I feel like I could potentially knock the walls down and I could get them to be the person I need them so they can meet me halfway. Or you say, I already see this is going to be some bullshit, and you can go back to where you was at in the first place.
I feel like, how do you feel about, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that emotional available person is very honest about it. Hey, I don't have that capacity to be there. You're an amazing person. I don't want to potentially fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know myself. I'm working on it, but I don't know. I don't want to have you to, like, wait for me. But I'm confused. Like, you know, it's that battle of, like, okay, are you working through it? And do you want to be here within this connection? And it just, I don't know. It's just the going back and forth with the self of, like, okay, I see the potential there, but from this Google, it's saying you're gonna be wasting your time. You're not somebody's savior. People only gonna give you what they want to give you. So, like I said, everything is based off of like a first impression, and their intentions might be to fuck you over. And they'll sit here and tell you a million lies. Yeah, I'm gonna be the best person you ever had. Oh, don't worry, I ain't no cheater. Well, I'm saying, they're telling you that I don't know if I'm gonna get there for you, but I do like you. It's something about you. But I'm just not there. Or can you be patient? Patience is key, but that's what I'm saying. How much patience is a waste of time? That's the question. Right. True. Do you have the capacity? Can you be patient with that person? If you see the potential there. I be having when you talking about the friendship aspect of it, people only show up when they want to. A motherfucker will miss your birthday all year round, will not call you no holidays, won't text you throughout the year, nothing. As soon as they having something, they want you to pop out. Like, you don't talk to these people at all. Friends be unavailable too. But that's why you need solid friends. Because I got friends that I don't have to talk to them at all for 3 months. And then we on the phone for an hour and it's like we never stop speaking. But like I said, you never know what somebody is going through. Because niggas be like, well, my friends is fake. I don't want to be hanging out. They don't want to be doing that. Nah, somebody probably really in their bag and they need some time. But that's just where it's like, okay, what do you determine? Like, what's your foundation in your relationship as friends? Like, but you should be able to tell your friends, like, yo, I need a couple weeks, y'all. I'll hit y'all back. Like, communicate. My best friend Chantel, she'll send out a text message. Yo, y'all, I'm having a time. I'll hit y'all in a couple of weeks. So, like, you know, the communication, it's always about the communication. Communication got to be there. Absolutely. What is your, like, final takeaway of, like, dating and just queer life out here? It's definitely different out here. I've only been here, 5 months? So I'm still fresh and still getting to understand the New York life here and even the social of, like, friendship or dating. Yeah. Because what I've been used to back in my hometown, at least from my experience, it's kind of, I don't know, it's not as exciting. Here is exciting for me just because I ain't gonna front. I enjoy the New York accents. I love it. Okay? You start talking, hey. For me, but I'll take the time to get to know you. And it's very rare for me to be interested or attracted to somebody. So when I am, I'm like, okay, fully giving you my attention. And I want to pace myself to get to know you, for you to get to know me, but also, like, shit, if we are vibing, we are vibing. And what naturally comes is what naturally comes. Hello. We got to check in to see, hey, what are we doing? My thing is, let me know from jump. What are your intentions? I'll let you know mine. And wherever we go from there is where we go from there. It can be that simple. It doesn't have to be hard. And I recognize hearing from other people's experiences here that it's trash, don't do it. I'm like, damn. You gotta take a chance. See, don't let people deter you. Right, I'm like, that's your experience. I'm not gonna allow that to stop me, but it's like, damn. Is it like that out here? You got time. Listen, it's a small pool, but you'll find what you need when the time is right. Yeah.